Peace to those on whom his favor rests. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. Please join in the first 3 verses of "While Shepherds Watched Their Flocks." In breaking with tradition tonight, we will receive an offering. This is a special offering which will go directly to the relief for the victims of the multiple tornadoes through this country recently. The ushers will now wait upon you.
Oh, I didn't think anybody else was here. Did you just see the shepherds? They just left a few minutes ago. They said they were standing out gonna get a little. It's been a long day. They were out on the hillside, and suddenly angels told them that a child had been born in Bethlehem. Can you imagine angels singing to shepherds? Well, they said they were afraid, but after the angels left, they said they had to come and see if what the angels told them was true, and they came here and found things just as the angels said. What a wonderful night of angels singing to shepherds. I wish I'd have looked up in the sky. Well, maybe I should start from the beginning. You got a few minutes that I can share my story with you? Of course. I fell in love with Mary. She was, I think, the cutest, prettiest girl in Nazareth. But I was older. And I didn't think her mother and father would like us to be married. But her father and I had several very long discussions, and we finally reached an agreement that Mary could be my wife. I think Mary knew what was going on, and she didn't seem to mind. So we were pledged to each other. We were going to be married. Our wedding day was soon to come. I don't know if I should tell you this. Mary came to me, and she said that she had been visited by an angel. And she was pregnant with the child of Yahweh, the child of God. I don't think I said anything. And after she told me, she left. She went to visit a relative of hers named Elizabeth. Elizabeth was old, and she was going to have a baby. Rumor is that her husband Zechariah had a vision in the temple, and then he's been unable to talk. These are such strange times that I didn't know what to do. The law says I could have divorced her. I could, put her away privately and not cause any embarrassment. I had so many sleepless nights wondering what was going on, what was happening. Should I divorce her? But then one night an angel came. The angel said that Mary's story was true. That the child in her was the Son of God. And that I was to marry her. And we were to name the baby Jesus. I went immediately the next morning and told her father. I think he was shocked that I had agreed to marry Mary under these circumstances. I don't think he believed her story. But as soon as she came back from Elizabeth and Zechariah's, we were married. Married. We were just getting settled. I'm a carpenter. I'm Joseph. I don't know if I told you that or not. But we were just getting comfortable, and then there was the census. Everyone had to go to the city of their ancestry. And I thought I would just go to Bethlehem and register and then come back. With Mary being so close to deliver. But no, the Romans said that no, because Mary was my wife, she had to go with me. And a baby can be born anywhere, they said. So So we packed up what little we have, and here we are in Bethlehem. Bethlehem because that's my family line. I'm of the ancestor of David. I didn't realize there were so many of David's ancestors. We got there and we couldn't find a room. There was no place. Everything was full. Fortunately, a distant relative said that we could use the stable portion of his house. Mary said that the time was coming close and that she really didn't want to have a baby out in the middle of the fields. So they said I could move the animals aside. They weren't too happy about that, especially when I moved them away from the manger. But that's okay. They can eat off the floor for a few meals. It won't hurt them. And then, a few hours ago, Jesus was born. I don't know what to think. I'm glad the midwife stopped by, because if she hadn't, I'm a carpenter, like I said. I don't know anything about babies being born. Shepherds do and everything else, but not me. But everything went okay. And Mary laughed, because when I held him, I counted his fingers and his toes. They're okay. And then we wrapped him in some cloths we brought. And he nursed, and then he fell asleep. And I put him in the manger for his bed. Clean hay, of course. And then Mary fell asleep. But I can't sleep. So I came out here to stay by the fire and to keep it a little bit warmer. Can you imagine? God asleep in a manger. Oh, forgive me. I'm such a poor host. I don't have much, but I do have a little bread and some wine. Won't you share them with me in honor of Jesus? man sent from God. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling place among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and full of truth. Eternal God, light of the world, we celebrate the coming of that light, the tiny flame born in a manger in Bethlehem. Be with us now as we again acknowledge we follow that light, the very light of Christ. Amen.